If we were to look at the design of a phone or a car from 150 years ago, we would find that the design is vastly different than the design of a phone or a car today. However, if we were to look at the design of a school from 150 years ago, we would see that it is quite similar to the school today. The main difference in phones and cars is that it has been improved to fit modern times. However, school systems are still using textbooks and different things that would be considered behind the times. The way that schools are designed is a thing of the past. With technological advances, the opportunity for students grows exponentially. Technology can help students in the way they think, perceive the world around them, and how they perform in life. The provided opportunity for the future lies within how we use technology in the schools. The ISTE standards outline different ways in which teachers can successfully use technology in the classroom. This video will outline ways in which I applied these standards during the semester in Shadow Armfield's ATC 447 class. The first standard, including all of the subsequent elements, were utilized during the first lesson I did. The lesson entailed students building bridges to support the weight of 10 erasers. Students were shown a video and learned about different designs of bridges and were asked to construct their own using 2 food cans and cardstock paper. The students were given opportunities to collaborate and engage in the activity. Students were stopped during the lesson and given time to reflect and collaborate some more. During the whole process, students had to rely on their own creativity and the creativity of the other students in their group to find a design that would support the most erasers. During this lesson, students were shown and asked to design their own bridge or bridge on Bridge Creator, which brings in the third standards. Students were expected to demonstrate their understanding, they were allowed to collaborate using digital tools, and they presented their findings to the whole group as a means of assessment. Overall, the first and third standards were covered completely by this lesson using bridges. The other lesson I did was an integrated science and social studies lesson about oil spills. This lesson was a hands-on experience for students to have an isolated experience with the disaster that oil spills bring. My focus was on Standard 4 and on Standard 2 and the subsequent standards outlined therein. This was achieved through the use of finding reliable information and resources about oil spills. During the lesson, students were given opportunity to engage in finding interviews and correspondences from multiple resources. This part of the lesson really utilized the aspects of Standard 4. Standard 4 promotes and provides opportunity to advocate and model different legal and digital information and technology, address the diverse needs of all learners by using learner-centered strategies, promoting the digital etiquette and responsibility social interactions bring, and developing and modeling cultural understanding and global awareness by engaging with colleagues. Standard 2 is also utilized during this lesson. This lesson provided multiple means of representation in various ways in which the students could respond to questions or record their information. Students could verbally tell their findings to the teacher, they could take pictures to record the differences in the feathers, or they could write the observations that they made in their science journal. It was up to each student on how they wanted to be assessed. During the experiment part, students were also given the different roles and rotated so that everybody had the chance to be a note-taker, feather cleaner, or cleanup crew. Students enjoyed each role and were each able to engage in the lesson in various ways through different capacities. Overall, Standard 2 and 4 were used in this lesson through the design of digital-age learning experiences and assessments through promoting digital citizenship and responsibility.
I am very, very excited about the future of learning, despite what you might read in the paper every day, because I think it rests in the promise of blended learning. Blended learning. Learning that combines the traditional face-to-face classroom experience that all of us perhaps grew up with new innovative learning technologies that have the power, in my mind, to democratize learning.
Through the use of technology, students are able to experience the world around them coming alive and becoming interesting. Instead of forcing kids to fit inside the confines of academic standards and textbooks and teacher lectures, we have the opportunity to use technology to fit the needs of students and meet students with curriculum that is powerful and that will add meaning to their lives. Just like the limits of technology do not exist, the limits of a child are constructed by reading, writing, and arithmetic standards utilized 150 years ago. The world has progressed, and now we need students who can create, think critically, independently, and have the ability to connect.